Welcome, welcome, Scorpio. Welcome to Kiki's Doorway. Let's see what you and your soulmate will be making moves for November 15th to November 17th, 2018. God, Gaia, God, Goddess, Mother. Mother, maternal, okay? Father, what actions will Mr. and Miss Scorpio Soulmate will be taking in action from November 15th to November 17th? Let's see. All right. Masculine Scorpio. You and your soulmate are thinking about communal living. What does that mean to you in the attributes of your community? I think I spoke of this for Aries as well. Whenever you get a chance, look at Aries reading. When it comes to communal living, the structure in which you want to set your foundation is exactly the insight that you had. What does it mean to put things together to create another? Looking at this, it's like, okay, I see rocks. Like before, was this made out of rock? Did they chip different parts of this massive rock to make a home? Yes, a Scorpio would definitely have the seeking knowledge to investigate that. And when doing that, you created your own foundation. That's what you and your soulmate are going to be making moves when it comes to that. What are the foundations that you want to make in your life? Even if it's solid, how you want to continue to build from that. Different levels. Okay. Feminine Scorpio, you and your soulmate have met around Greek and Roman, period. This is a time when combining the goddess, Greco, they were all about the goddess, the maternal principle. What is it meant to make a foundation in the first place? To give reason to it makes it even more of a purpose, not just for the person making it, but for others that might have that similar or familiar thoughts as well of wanting to build. Sometimes it's like looking at another person make something. You're like, okay, now I have a blueprint of what I can make myself. You might put it in as a clay. Finding a way to make different minerals rather than this rock. Seeing how to make rocks. It's like taking who you are and building on that. Greco-Roman, for female Scorpio, you and your soulmate met when the goddess, or the feminine and the masculine, which is Roman. Roman was all about action. To see how far their imprint could make on the world. Greco was all about how to cultivate while walking that world, or while walking in it. It's like, do you just get up just to go to your destination without a purpose? No. We usually have a purpose. This is where you and your soulmate have connected from the Greek and Roman. Connecting your values, which is Greco, and your action, which is all about Roman. But figuring out how to connect the two without having it a discourse. Or, like in history, have confrontation. Masculine Scorpio, you and your soulmate wants understanding the foundations that you want to make in your movements, how your movements, the way in which you wake up, the way in which you walk, the way in which you communicate, the way in which you seek out your foundation and how to make your foundation will give you a better understanding of where your passion is coming from as the king. King is all about solidifying in which they own. Why? Because it's not like they're in a castle. They also own land. And on that land, people are governing that. People live on that. And they cultivate in their own way to help the king and also collaborate a certain connection. It's like a reflection of the king by its people. So you will become more motivated, idealistic on your approach and how you want to make your foundation, Masculine Scorpio. You and your soulmate will become very ambitious on the way your actions will be in movement. Yes, you'll know exactly how you want to make your foundation, but now you'll have passion in that regard. So yes, it's going to require you to really focus on your identity. Who are you in the way you make your moves? Focus on how this ties into your self-worth, your core values of who you are. Focus and make moves that you know connects to your soul expression, connects to how you're going to communicate out to the world. When you're doing that, your communication will have vision, will have your intuition leading the way, even your emotions involved. And people will start to see you and your soulmate as a leader. So advice from someone creative will be appropriate at this time, because just like a fire sign, you're going into your fire element. And fire elements is all about knowing their identity, taking an action on what they believe in, what is their core value, and becoming that go-getter for themselves, becoming that leader before anybody else follows suit or follow behind them. They're not thinking about who's following them. They're thinking about why they want to even follow them, their own selves, if that's making sense. Female Scorpio, you and your soulmate are becoming the will, fire. And with this passion, once you see that you and your soulmate, female Scorpio, knew how to cultivate both the masculine inside of you, which is all about the action, but connecting it to your feminine aspects of who you are, which is all about action with admiration. When we admire something, we take action in it because it connects us to who we are in some way, shape, or fashion. And while we are keeping it in, we're seeing that people around us sense this energy that they want to know. And sometimes it comes into theater, sometimes it comes into music, philosophy, science, math, literature, anything that makes a civilization great, whether it be their natural resources, just like the Scorpio side of yourself. The masculine energy was overcoming and facing and realizing that they hold the source as well. You're unifying this. When we grow up, we don't just live in just one religion. Yes, we're taught that to have a moral background, to know what is right and wrong first, and then seeing how when we walk within those, when we walk in our lives, how that principle actually does help in giving us a solution. But then as we grow up, sometimes we venture out, like any prophet, like any messenger, like any student, like any scholar. You want to learn where did this principle come from. It didn't just come from one book. And then we realize all religion and all spirituality has principles that we can use and solidify in our lives, or even recognize that we have used them. We didn't know where they came from. And so we connected to other people from other nationalities, other cultures, even Miss Scorpio, really thinking, re-looking at how many people you naturally connect with that are from other nationalities, that once you communicate, this is a spiritual card, but you're communicating with your will and you're making those changes that you know you want to make, you'll see that other people from other cultures that is in your community have that same principle. They might see it in different lights, they might express it in different ways, but those core values remain the same. Like 5 fingers. Yes, each finger has its own function, but it's in one hand. Just like you. So, you and your soulmate will see traditional viewpoints or methods as a way to strategize, or a way to see solutions in whatever is going on that you want to take movement in. And you'll see that organizations have particular keys that you can use as tools to manifest. So seek out mentors and like-minded friends. So, female Scorpio, when it comes to the movements, know that your willpower and the way you want to project yourself will be grounded by who you are spiritually. And of course, that requires a lot of understanding of who you are, and knowing that is going to give you more of the courage to move forward. So, masculine and feminine Scorpio, know that you and your soulmate are merging and understanding that becoming a leader requires to show your will in other areas of your life, or even seeing it as a projection of who you are. It's like when the elders say, you are the company you keep. I don't know why that is, but it's more like saying the people you connect to, the places you go, in a way is like a reflection of who we are. And at times, like all things, we change. So our environments will change, and the way we make our moves will change with us. Doesn't mean that we're disregarding our past or disregarding the people that are around us, but simply saying that if we're feeling the need to make those moves, then the people that are around us may have that inner feelings too, but may not know how to outwardly say it without feeling the same way you are feeling, and standing still instead. So this time, you're making moves without considering who is following. And that's a good thing. So, I always leave a paragraph in the description box below to give us a map or a blueprint on the days ahead on what we can really think about or see how it can connect in our daily lives. I love you, Scorpio. We will see you on the other side.